Yo, party people in the place to be. We moving at millennial galactic speeds around this mug. Time is slipping. Time is getting away. We got to make every moment meaningful. How do I, somebody remind me to talk about the meaningful moment and to create a distinction between a distracting moment and a meaningful moment. Excuse me, come on through. Older sister walking on the path. Got to get out their way. She got her little stick. She wasn't going to beat me with it, but I had to make way and give her the path. Everybody hit the like button. Hit the like button. That is your fee to get in here. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. It's been a couple weeks since I've been on here. But yeah, somebody remind me to talk about the meaningful moment versus the distracting moment. Right? Many people are so hurt that they can't help but be addicted to the feel-good moment. And that high is as fleeting as crack. You get real high, then you crash and then you need some more. It's like heroin. It's like any opiate. Got to get your fix. I hope y'all heard what I said. What up, what up, what up? Hey, man. Let me just say this. You say, how do you improve your discipline? Let me just say this. Do it. Nobody gonna do it for you. And there is no modality or methodology. You just have to be internally motivated to want to do better by yourself. Not wait until your circumstances get better. You getting better warps your reality. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's no magic pill. Just get up and do better. Get up, do better for you. Right? If you're eating poorly, work out, change your diet. If you're feeling lethargic, and I get it, some people, procrastination is a symptom of depression and ADHD and many other things. Okay, then find it somewhere. Find it somewhere. Finding it is difficult too. Watch this. Have you ever been in that sleep paralysis mode where you're awake, but it don't feel like it, and it feel like you can't breathe, and you're trying to get up, and you're really forcing and focusing, like, please, let me get up, because you feel like you're going to suffocate or something like that? Sometimes that's what procrastination feels like. Sometimes procrastination feels like sleep paralysis, right? You know you want to do this. You know you need to do this. You know it's good for you to do this. But you struggle with doing it. Now, eventually, we always wake up, right? Anybody ever experienced sleep paralysis? Yeah? No? So sleep paralysis is basically when we go to sleep as human beings, our body goes to sleep, for lack of a better word. Why? Because if our brain didn't go to sleep and our body didn't go to sleep, right, we would be asleep, like consciously we could sleep, right? But the body would be awake. If your body doesn't go to sleep, your body would be awake. And your body would be, this is what sleepwalking is. Your body didn't go to sleep. I know it sounds weird, right? right? You be fighting and punching and kicking. So as a protective measure, of course, evolution, right? Our bodies go to sleep when we go to sleep to prevent us from harming ourselves while we're in that state. I totally digress off the subject. I was using sleep paralysis as an analogy, analogous to procrastination. And the brother was asking, what is a discipline? And I'm just saying, your will, your belief in yourself. Your will, your belief in yourself. Right? I am, right? What I desire. I am it. So I no longer need to desire it. I am it. I am happiness. I am approval. I am acknowledgement. You see what I'm saying? You got to build that will, right? Willpower is also on the consciousness grid that Dr. David R. Hawkins speaks of. When you're dealing with somebody who is unwilling to listen, who is unwilling to look at themselves, who is unwilling to learn, boy, you're dealing with a problem. Willingness is a high level of consciousness. Willing to be accountable. Everybody hit the like button. Let me get right to it because YouTube is pissing me off. All these damn subscribers and only 16 people. I don't like it. Let me get out of here. So, the voice of reason may be permanently moving to TikTok. I suggest those of you who follow me here, because YouTube is going to hate on y'all, only 18 people in here. I'm tired of the shadow bans. I'm tired of the bullshit. Oh, you're cursing right now. Yeah, okay, fine. But I'm on 4 days a week. No profanity for the most part. High-end quality information about relationships and wildly popular podcasts. Like the podcast is in the top 2%. I heard somebody speak on Zoe's numbers. It was a comment on one of the YouTube pages or on my YouTube page that said Zoe's content isn't doing well. And I was like, first off, you got to understand the algorithm of trauma and drama. Zoe tends to shy away from the drama. Does that mean Zoe has never been involved in drama? No. But my history is clear. I don't like it. I don't like gossipy. I don't like put down, shaming. I don't like that, especially when it's black to black. I don't like it. Right? And I give the example of this, right? I give the example of this when I tell people, read the book Radical Honesty by Brad Blanton. Brad's book is a perfect example. Brad Blanton wrote a book called Radical Honesty. And this book was basically imploring people to be honest radically, no matter what the circumstance or situation. And although that is a noble concept, that is a high vibrational concept. Yes, be radically honest, no matter what. The weakness in the book is that he was coming from the perspective of telling people the truth, no matter what. If a woman asks you does she look fat in this dress? And if she does, you tell her, yes, you look fat, very fat. exceedingly fat. Do you see? So very quickly, people started to realize people are weaponizing the truth just so they can be mean, just so they can be condescending, right? This book had nothing to do with internal, right, radical honesty. It was all external radical honesty. Tell people the truth. Well, let's deal with perspectivity. That's the truth from your perspective. YouTube and the algorithms over here, and I'm not saying TikTok isn't the same way, but their algorithms work differently. The voice of reason looks like the voice of reason is supposed to look like over there. Consider this. We got 250,000 hearts last week. That's equivalent to 250,000 likes here. We got it in 3 days over there. 250,000. YouTube is shutting it down for whatever reason, whatever list I'm on. They're like, nah, he don't get to blow up. That one right there, he don't get to blow up. If you go to, like I told you guys before, look up my name, Zoe Williams, Voice of Reason, KBLA, Talk 1580, on Listen Notes. I'm in the top 2% of all podcasts. That's out of 3.5 million podcasts. I'm in the top 2%. My numbers are virtually equal with Tavis Smiley's numbers. So the podcast is podcasting. KBLA has it distributed everywhere. iHeart, Spotify, Google Play, Google Plus, or whatever, Apple Play. It's everywhere, right? Amazon. The podcast for the Voice of Reason through KBLA is podcasting. It's popping. People are listening all over the world. The only place we're getting low and slow traction is the Google platforms and the Meta platforms and, IG and come on, man. Who's over on TikTok for 2 or 3 days and got 250,000 hearts? Think about it. And it's not about hearts, it's about reach. We're trying to extend the reach. You get what I'm saying? So, until further notice, but it's a trauma loop. That's the point why I was giving all that context. It's a trauma loop. If I'm talking crap about somebody, if I'm dragging somebody, if it's who's better, this or this person or that person, right? This is what drives the trauma. This is what drives the content now, especially among African American consumers of content. You feel me? I'm not interested in constantly bombarding our people with toxicity. We've had enough. Look at the world. Look at the direction the world is going in. And you mean to tell me biggest driver of our content in one of the most critical times in African American history while here in America, you telling me that the best we could do is Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and Quavo and Nicki or whoever, Quavo and Cardi and Cardi and Stefan, and that's the best we can do? That's what's dominating everything? Think about it. Everybody's talking about how there was no rap records in the top 40 on the billboards. Well, Kendrick told you last summer when he dropped, or not last summer or whenever that was, earlier this year when he dropped Let the Party Die. We partying off of trauma. We're partying off of drama. And yeah, that's a quick fix for now. For now. You get it? Man, my hip hop had empowerment in it. My hip hop, BDP, X Clan, PE, hell, NWA, it had empowerment in it. Poor Righteous Teachers, Brand Nubian, right? My hip hop felt like something. It felt like art. It felt like meaning. It didn't feel like the strip club. I'm sorry, no disrespect to nobody. My generation strip club is a strip club. Go over there if you want to see that. That was behind closed door shit. That's when we had etiquette and decorum and self-respect. Yeah, there's a place for that, and that place is over there. It's not publicly distributed and thus consumed. See, anything that reaches the masses through whatever distribution system is now a product. Listen to it, it's a product. And if it's a product, it must be profitable. So make no mistake, somebody's profiting off of what should have been behind closed doors behavior. Yeah, we get to be sexual, we get to be freaky, we get to be all of that, but behind closed doors. How about that? Now it's a product, and somebody's profiting off the product. And if you have a product, in order to reach maximum profitability, you must have promotions, marketing. We got to get it out there and see what it does to people psycho-spiritually. Wait, is that man sliding a credit card down that stripper's crack in the video? Dude, that hit like heroin too. That hit like the dopamine hit that come from that. Like, wait, that was only once viewable, right? At the joint. You mean I could turn on BET and see that now? That's the direction we've been going in. And every time you cross a threshold, you create a desire for that particular product. Now, YouTube's algorithms trap you in your trauma. Trap you in your trauma. If you're looking up domestic violence videos, oh, send them more. If you're looking up how to heal from narcissistic relationships, oh, send them more. If you're looking up street bum fights, oh, send them more. Right? The internet combined with the underbelly of our society creates content addiction. Think about World Star. You mean to tell me there's a website that contains just fights and drama and BS? You mean that exists? Yep. And it never closes? You mean when I get off work, I can hop right on the internet, right on my computer, right on my cell phone, and tap into the ratchetness? I'm telling y'all all, go to TikTok and follow me. I don't know how all the 75,000 subscribers, they might be asleep, but everybody should follow me on TikTok, because I'm going to do the voice of reason for the foreseeable future. I'm still going to do the Zoe Morning Show on my YouTube channel. But for the foreseeable future, man, last Thursday we got 102,000 hearts. 102,000. What up, peoples? How you doing? 102,000. in a 2-hour period, 50,000 likes, 51,000 likes every 60 minutes we was on the air. Come on, man. That type of activity is not happening on YouTube. I'm not saying YouTube is the problem. I'm saying our tastes are the problem. What we like to tap into, what we're moved by. Now, we study in psychology and it's saying, hey man, people will go to a familiar, toxic relational pattern before they go to a healthy, unfamiliar relational pattern. So imagine what the hell you doing on the internet, right? This remind me of the hood where I grew up. This is what I'm on, right? Nah, we got to break the cycle. We got to break the psychological chains that have kept us imprisoned. You feel me? So the Zoe What Morning Show will stay here on YouTube once a week, Mondays at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But for the foreseeable time being, the Voice of Reason is on TikTok. It's on TikTok. I'm not saying toxic content is not on TikTok. That's not what I'm saying. It is. But what I'm saying is, it seems like TikTok is more inviting of the various different types of audiences, and whatever algorithm system they got going on over there knows how to get to your tribe. People who are into empowerment, people who are into higher consciousness conversations, people who are into psychology, people who are into spirituality, metaphysics. There's a whole community over there. Not to say YouTube doesn't have that community as well, but whatever the algorithm plan and system is, those people were finding me on TikTok damn near instantly. You in the dig? Feel me? People been like, yo, man, you should have been on TikTok. Well, going there now. Zoe Williams, Voice of Reason, on TikTok. I encourage, implore everyone, if you don't have a TikTok, get a TikTok. Sign up. Same time, 7 to 9 p.m. That's 10 to midnight on the east, 7 to 9 on the west. 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. Can I get everybody to hit the like button? We got 10 people in here who haven't hit the like button. See what I'm saying? This is counterculture over here on YouTube. Like, people are constantly tapping that screen on TikTok. There is no wayward 10 people who is just sitting in there watching. Everybody seems to be more engaged over there. We got a wayward 10 people just in here like, well, I'm conditioned to not show love to something I like. I fuck with Zoe. Zoe cool. On TikTok, it ain't like that. It's, hey, man, this shit fire. I'm on. This is what I've been looking for. I found my tribe. Like, it's a different experience over there. Am I lying? Am I making something up? Do any of you guys have TikToks? People are weird and doped up is crazy. Ooh. Hey man, this walk has been a walk. Hey man, look at this. Look at the skies, man, after the rain. La Lazy, man. Los Angeles. I'm in Inglewood right now. Well, this is considered Ladera. Ladera is a black community. Very nice neighborhood. I remember when my babies were babies. I remember bringing them in this neighborhood. They loved this neighborhood. As a matter of fact, their school was right down the street, or one of their schools was right down the street from this neighborhood. And man, Halloween over here, my kids loved it. You know, I was looking at their Halloween pictures the other day, man. They loved it. They was getting all types of candy. Black folk know how to do it right over here. Whew. But yes, I love the people that have been here on YouTube, that have been supporting me all these years. People send me notes and messages all the time, talking about how they learned a couple of things from me, and I appreciate that. I do. Man, I got a lesson today. It's a lot to talk about today. It is a lot to talk about today on the Zoe What Morning Show. And don't forget, tonight, KBLA, Talk 1580. Listen, I love the way KBLA edits the radio show and puts it on Apple Podcasts and all these different platforms or whatever, because they sound so good. Like when I go to, I think it's Spotify. It's either Spotify or Google Play or Plus or whatever. Man, they got the words transcribed. Hey, thank you. They have the words transcribed for the shows, and I think that that's really dope. So when you get a chance, man, download, the Voice of Reason on Apple Podcast or Spotify, iHeart, Amazon. Like, it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. Stitcher, it's everywhere. Download the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Let's push those numbers up. And early on, we asked people to leave their 5-star comments on Apple Podcasts. Do that too. If we don't get the word out about our own, who will? Clearly not YouTube. No disrespect to YouTube, but come on. How somebody stay at 74,000, 72 to 74,000 subscribers for 2 years, 3 years. And then when you see them on another platform, it's going bonkers. That, I'll never get over that. In 3 days, last week, 250,000 likes in 3, knock it off. Come on, man, don't, like, somebody bumped into a switch and forgot to turn it back on. Like, let's stop. So, anyway, this walk has been amazing. Yes, tapped in. For the time being, the VOR, my behind the scenes, because that's really what it is. That's really what it's called. It's the behind the scenes footage. This is what we've been doing on YouTube for 3.5 years. We've been broadcasting the behind the scenes footage of the Voice of Reason through my phone, through my cell phone. All right? consider this. When I first got to KBLA, I was doing a sports show. All right? Me and Bobby. You guys remember Out of Bounds with Zoe Williams and Bobby Glanton Smith, Uncle Bobby? Doing a sports show. And I'm gonna be honest, I was fucking appalled at the YouTube numbers for that show. I was appalled. I remained professional and I just kept pushing, but I was appalled. Because I started to realize then YouTube selectively gives attention to certain things, and they have viewer suppression. They prevent people from getting notifications. I didn't like any of that. There was no profanity on the sports show. What harm could the sports show cause? Right? You know how many viewers we were getting on that sports show? 500 in the chat. 350 to 500 people, and I was appalled. I was like, these numbers is low as hell. Why we only got 350? When's the last time you seen 350 people live in the VOR chat? Hell, there's only 27 people in here now from a 74,000 people audience. Isn't that crazy? And I knew then, oh, they're limiting who can come in. They're limiting that. And the thing that fucking gets me, I hear people talking. I be listening to the clips and I be seeing certain people send me everything. Just come over here and find out what to say and how to say it correctly. Then they'll go to their platform and say it on somebody else's platform and it'll blow up. And I'll be like, hey, I've been saying that for 20 years. Somebody sent me a clip of a girl saying, oh, this is basically a prostitution culture. I've been saying relationship is passive aggressive prostitution for the longest. What YouTube said was, you're not going to be the COINTELPRO Messiah. We'll let somebody else who's listening, but we're not going to let you rise to that. And I'm like, I don't want to be that. But give props to where props is due. They sent me that link. Sister said exactly that. Like, we live in a culture of prostitution when it comes to relationships. How many of y'all heard me say that over the years, dating all the way back to T-Radio V, Foxhole? Like, I've been saying that literally for over 20 years. Probably longer than that person was born, or that person was a baby or some shit. I always say, if you want to find out what to say, tap in and listen to my show. What to say and how to say it. Whoo! This is a good walk. Yeah. The voice of reason on TikTok for the time being. Unless I got to transition. Where y'all at? I'm not hearing y'all. What we talking about? Where we at? Tap in with your brother. No. He's good. Tell me he's good. And I'm going to say this too. Just because I'm on TikTok don't mean the same rules don't apply. Yes, call in. It's a dialogue. Do you know how hard it is? Well, it's not really hard. I've been talking for 35 minutes straight. I can talk for 2 hours, but do I want to talk for 2 hours every day? No. This is why we cultivate the topics, because we want you to call in. That reluctance to call in stuff, let's kill all that. Let's start flooding the phones and having discussions. That's where the value of the show is, in my opinion. When we can get on and start talking to each other, that's the value. Yeah, I sound smart, but trust me, I'm dumb. Listen, the amount of shit I know is so minuscule. I'm dumb. I don't have it figured out. And your perspective adds to my own. Will the broadcast still be posted on YouTube? Nope. Because TikTok doesn't record those unless somebody on my team is recording the live. But TikTok doesn't record them. They go away as soon as you end it. Which for me is okay. I don't have a problem with it. And for those of you who are YouTube traditionalists, you know you could just go over to KBLA and watch the KBLA feed. I'm talking about KBLA YouTube page. Right? Their YouTube page looks amazing, sounds amazing. I know very little in the grand scheme of things. I swear to God, every time I learn something, I realize just how ignorant I was the moment before. Like, damn, you're a blithering idiot out here. TikTok lives are in your TikTok archive. Thank you. I didn't know that. Thank you. So that means I still have them. And that's dope. I'll go there and look at them. And maybe I'll repost those. Let me get back to my meaningful moment. There's a distinction between cultivating meaningful moments. We live in a society that I did a topic on it a couple weeks ago. I called it Experience Hunters. Everything is about having a great experience. And typically that entails the best foods, the best hotels, traveling, blah, 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 blah. And although traveling does add something to your spirit, if you're traveling to escape your spirit, you're just investing in a distraction. Many people find meaning in the travel, in the place, because they really can't find meaning in themselves. So let me go to this, ancient place, or let me go to this tropical place. And yes, for the moment, this was beautiful, this was serene. But you still got to get on that plane with the same ugliness in your spirit that, and you got to go home with that you came there with. Do you understand? A distraction, it's cool for the time being, right? It's cool for the time being, but to cultivate meaning is to understand who you are. Cultivating meaning is cultivating self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is infinite because you come into this space where you realize The self I thought I was is really an illusion. And there is a higher, grander self that is beyond my identity. Do you understand? A higher, grander self that is beyond the me. Krishnamurti said, your ego is the center, the me. And that is what creates conflict in relationship and in the world at large. The relationship with oneself and the relationship with family, friends, co-workers, and really wherever you go. So if you get a whole globe of people that are doing what Carl Jung said, ignoring the shadow, ignoring the inner work, right? People do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid looking at themselves, right? Carl Jung. Got it. So let me get on a plane and go to the Bahamas. Because in that moment, it's like a travel orgasm. I went somewhere to escape the me, the broken, fragmented, orphaned, unloved, right, unclaimed me. That's what people posting pictures. Oh, take me back to, yeah, you want to go back somewhere because you still you here and now. And you were you when you were over there. There's a difference between meaningful experiences and meaningful distractions. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's easier to get a meaningful distraction than it is to have a meaningful experience. See, you can pay for a meaningful distraction, but a meaningful experience has to do with the transcendence of this broken self that you or me or I or us that we all tend to kind of ignore. No more ignoring of that. No more. No more. There's a distinction between a meaningful distraction and a meaningful moment. Oh, I'm collecting experiences. Okay, cool. How many wounds have you collected for the sake of healing them? Maybe I'm hard on myself. Maybe I'm the Kobe Bryant of this spiritual work. Maybe I'm looking at it too linearly. Everybody want to lay on the beach with a gang of wounds. I don't. I don't want to lay on the beach with a gang of unhealed wounds. Because what is my mind going to be on what is my mind going to be focused on while I'm laying on the beach? Try as you might. I had to get away. What is your mind going to be on? Right? Yeah, the beach is beautiful, but is your soul? The water is peaceful, but are your emotions? Can you regulate your emotions? Does that make sense? Are you learning anything about yourself through those experiences? And I would argue that yes, you are learning some things about yourself. Because guess what? No matter where you are, your triggers are there too. What triggers you, they own the trip too, but they didn't pay. Your triggers don't need a passport. Right? Your triggers go with you. Yeah, so we're in Italy, and we're having some authentic Italian food, and the experience is extraordinary. My God, this is real. This is delectable. But the same triggers that trigger you here in America, right, will trigger you anywhere in the world if you have yet to reconcile them, if you have yet to confront them, to attempt to deal with them. And yes, healing is on a continuum. There is no end to healing, because healing deals with wholeness, and wholeness is synonymous for infinite. Wholeness is synonymous with infinity, is what I was trying to say. Because if we live in a holographic reality, wholeness in you is just a fragment or a fractal of the infinite wholeness of source. So healing, which means wholeness. Everybody understood this. Carl Jung got all of this from the mystics, from Paramahansa Yogananda, Babaji, Sri Yukteswar, Lahiri Mahasaya, Ramanishi, like all these guys, right? Got that from them. Krishnamurti, all those guys. And that's how he came with individuation. That's what they teach in clinical psychology. You got to learn how to individuate, which means merge your shadow with your mask so you become a whole person. Wholeness is on a continuum. Wholeness is on a spectrum. Do you understand? So nobody is ever really whole, which produces our word heal. No one is ever really completely whole, because the process of healing or becoming whole is infinite, because God is the one whole, infinite source being, and you're a fractal of that. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Are you guys? You are a fractal, holographic image of God. The mystics taught that. If God is the cosmic ocean, your small, illusory ego is a drop in that divine ocean. So if God is infinite, that means wholeness is infinite. If wholeness is infinite, and our word for heal means to make whole, then that means healing is infinite, which means healing is this concept that Dr. David R. Baum talked about in his book, Wholeness and the Implicate Order. He said there is a hollow movement. He was one of the first to talk about the holographic universe. He said there is a hollow movement that is constantly enfolding, right? Inwardly and outwardly. He called it the implicate order versus the explicate order. So healing is on a spectrum. You're going to always be healing, because in healing there is revealing, right? If wholeness is infinite, which is synonymous with the infinite nature of God being one, all things, right? There's constantly going to be revelations to you about you as you go through the process of living. That's why Big Mama would say, keep living. Oh, you don't know right now? Keep living. Oh, you don't understand? Keep living. Source is infinite. Source is whole. Wholeness is infinite. Do you see? Which comes all the way back down to self-knowledge is infinite. Knowledge of self is infinite. There's more to learn. You're learning in fragments. You're learning bits and pieces of yourself. That's why I said sometimes you need 3 or 4 relationships to get one whole answer about who you are. Because you're going to get fragments from each of those relationships. I said this in the relationship dismount, in the holographic relationship book, and in the Shrouded Lighthouse book. All right, I'm gonna stop. It's time for me to go work out. I hope y'all go support me on TikTok and Waves. I'm still gonna be here. The Zoa Morning Show will still broadcast on YouTube. I'm still gonna be here. Okay? But for the time being, the Voice of Reason will broadcast on TikTok. Please show your love. Hit the like button. Show your love. Go over there. Show your love. Subscribe. And I was told that gifts equal money. Hearts, hats. And I ain't even gonna lie. A lot of Body Sugar Crisp came in big time. And a few others. I think Attila, they came in big time. I mean, I hope you guys, man, listen, man, because we love toxicity so much, we take wisdom for granted. We take jewels for granted. I'm sorry. We take jewels for granted. Right? Survival psalms weigh more. Right? The psalms of survival. The psalms of the psalms of, hypervigilance. The psalms of hypervigilance is crazy. It weighs more than wisdom, than spirituality, than true insight. Why? Because true wisdom, insight, and spirituality is deemed as impractical for surviving here. Make sense? All right, y'all. I'm gone. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget, go subscribe to the TikTok. Zoe Williams, Voice of Reason on TikTok. Zoe Williams, Voice of Reason on TikTok. Go do it right now. Don't wait till later. Do it now, 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 now. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Deuces.